That's tough.
Yeah.
All right, man. Ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
Welcome to the Voncast show. Today, got with me the host of the channel Flow.
Yeah, the Flow Podcast.
The Flow Podcast.
Yeah, man. So,
Hey,
hey, thanks for coming.
No problem.
Just excited to be here at the Voncast show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey.
This is awesome. Look
Yeah,
at this.
man. I hit you up.
Oh yeah, bro.
Hey, I hit you up. Like I think I saw on CJ's podcast or CJ's page.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's a new podcast. My boy Fernando, you got him on the show.
Fernando P,
Yeah,
bro.
he's dope. Shout
Yeah,
out.
man, he's very multi-talented, bro. Like he's a producer. He raps. He freestyles. Makes
Yeah.
music. I'm like, man, you don't really find that nowadays, you know?
Yeah, I think these days you kind of have to be more and more because like you can't just be. It's really hard to just be a rapper these days.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's a rapper, so you gotta venture on different things. And
Like listen to my SoundCloud link, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we get it, bro.
Yeah, what I like-
SoundCloud, bro.
Yeah, what I like about his stuff is he's really good with YouTube. He has like a good amount of followers. on
Yeah, he
YouTube.
does. He really markets like his own like work ethic. Like
Mhm.
I respect that. It's pretty tough, you know.
Yeah. So with you, man, give us an intro of who you are, what you do, maybe what you major in.
All right. So my name is Manuel Fuentes. I'm a senior here at Cal State Northridge.
Nice.
My major is sociology. I'm having my in journalism.
Nice.
So it's like opposite what I'm doing. I'm doing radio, TV, film, and music. But I want to switch majors with sociology, but like I'm already too deep in. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to like get more loans, you know.
what would you major in?
I would major in CTVA. Like
That's
it's so cool. Like
yeah.
the TV and the film aspect. Like being the actor side, being the producer, directing. Like it's so much like fascinating.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. But now it's like it's fate, you know. We'll see where it goes.
How much further are you into your graduating?
This is my last semester.
Oh yeah.
So
you
I'm
can't
going
switch.
all out. Yeah.
Can't
So
switch.
yeah.
You
man.
know, you're gonna like go back or just learn CTVA stuff, but.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, you know, I see some people doing it. Like it's pretty cool. It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So I'm just learning on the side. I'm just doing like everything on my own. So I had to go to a different route than everybody else. So like, I had to volunteer like local television stations.
Mhm.
I'm here like at a film like company, you know.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know, like I'm always interested. So I'm just a go getter.
I
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah.
All right, well take it back, man. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Lenox, but
Where's
not a lot of people know where
Where's
Lenox
Lenox?
is. It's near Inglewood.
Okay.
Yeah, Long Beach,
All right.
Inglewood.
All right, Long Beach.
Inglewood.
University, man.
Yeah.
Lennox. What was
Yeah.
that like? What was your childhood?
It was good. It was a lot of like gangs, drugs.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's like a very negative community, like very negative environment.
Right.
But you know, like when I was small, I would just go like play sports.
Mhm.
I'll play basketball, soccer. I'll like play instruments just
Yeah.
to pretty much escape from that negative environment.
Yeah, because I definitely do agree that within that environment, it breeds that type of like that energy and that
Yeah.
situations that you wouldn't have in, I'd say, maybe wealthier areas.
I guess it's a blessing in disguise because since living in this environment, I just don't want to live like this in the future. So I'm like, oh, I gotta go to school, man.
Yeah.
Like at the time, I was like, nah, school's probably not for me. I was like not doing good in high school. I was like really careless, like whatever, school's whatever.
Mhm.
But once I got into like CSUN, I'm like, oh man, this is it.
Yeah.
So like it changed my whole view. I'm like, I don't want to live like this. Like I gotta change something, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good. I think like me, are you the first generation? Are you the first to like go to college and graduate?
No, I'm the third. I have two older sisters.
Okay.
So one of them graduated from LMU, one of them is going to Fullerton.
Right.
And I'm going CSUN.
Okay.
So I'm like the youngest.
That's good.
of
At
the
least you
three.
have that like.
The little baby, man.
Yeah, it's
Baby.
cool. The influence, like, okay, my sisters.
Yeah.
But in a sense, you're like in this same generation because you don't have kids yet. But like, you're in that
No.
generation. You're in that
No
generation.
kids.
You're in that generation.
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
like, you and your siblings are the first. Are you and your siblings the first to go to college?
Yeah. Like my
That's
parents
awesome.
didn't do that unfortunately
Okay.
because they're like fleeing from the country.
Right. Okay.
So there's like corruption. So they didn't have time.
Right.
So in a way, I'm like, oh, I just gotta like work hard.
Yeah.
You know, I want to help them out. I want to give
Yeah.
back.
Right.
So like I don't know. I just see them like working. I'm like, man, I want them to live like this. I want to sacrifice myself to give pleasure to others.
Right.
Yeah.
I think with that said, that you have to like give time for yourself. You have to make sure, in order for you to pour in other people's cups, you have to be like full. You can't like pour in empty cups, you know.
Yeah. It's like you gotta be like, what's that, like half full? You can't have the cup half full, half empty. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, you know, like you gotta keep a balance.
Right. I do agree that, you know, my parents, they sacrificed their education so they could raise me and like take care of me.
Yeah.
They were young when they had me. My dad was 17, my mom was 20.
That's tough. That's a tough age, yeah.
From Philippines.
Yeah.
And actually, the first 7 years of my life, they didn't raise me. They led me over to their to my dad's aunt to raise me because they're out here working
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. So I definitely get it. You know, first generation, our parents sacrificed a lot for us to be here and have this privilege. So I definitely come from.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Philippines?
I was born there, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
you've been
born
there? How's it over there?
Okay, so I was born there. That's all you knew, right?
Yeah,
Seven, up to 7. I mean, looking back now, there is a lot of poverty. You definitely see poverty more often than here, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, you might see a building here and then like, you know, a makeshift house and people like on the corner.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty rough, man.
yeah, I mean, depends where you live. I mean, I lived in I thought it was like a nice place.
Yeah.
But looking back, it's like, okay, maybe not so much, but it was still good. You work with what you have. There wasn't so much. I mean, Philippines also known for the corruption from the government over the history of different presidents, martial law and everything. So I went back a couple of years ago, 2017. In the beginning, it's a lot more developed.
Yeah.
There's internet, there's roads, obviously now.
It's like different time now.
Different time
than it was before.
Yeah, but still, there's still the poverty there. It's interesting in Philippines. What people aren't paid hourly; it's by day.
Oh
So,
wow. So it's like you calculate that you pay like $15 a day or
I
something like
don't even know, and it's crazy because I saw the cost of living, the groceries, and like how much cost the malls. Like, damn, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Well, my dad is from Guatemala. My
Okay.
mom's from Nicaragua, so
Okay.
I'm Central American.
Okay.
I was born here.
Okay.
So yeah, at the time they had like corruption. So I'm pretty sure like the struggles they went through at the time. So I've never been to any of those countries, but I'm waiting to like see how it is.
Yeah.
Just to get in the roots of my culture.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, I gotta check it out, you know. Yeah.
Growing up, what were you like as a student?
A student, probably like high schoolish or in general.
Let's go back in like elementary. Were you like a
Elementary?
student?
I was kind of like I don't know. I was like a hybrid, you know. I was like troublemaker, but I was like I really like school, so I would just like crack jokes.
Okay.
I've always been a jokester, so
Right.
like people would just laugh and then. But at the same time, I was like, okay, like I kind of like learning. I used to like math, it's like English. So I was like hybrid. So when I was like I understood the subject, I was like, all right, time to crack jokes.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's my time.
Nice. Did you have any aspirations of what you wanted to be when you grew up?
I grew
When
up.
you were younger, like a firefighter, astronaut.
I know at the time I wanted to do something like entertaining.
Okay,
Like, I wanted to do like acting or something.
Yeah.
But like throughout time, like in college or when I started going to like university, I was like maybe it's like psychologist or sociology. And this past year, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to do like TV and film.
Yeah.
So that's why I started taking theater classes and all that. It's amazing, man. Have you ever took a theater class?
I haven't.
No, it's mind changing. It's like life changing, bro. Like,
Really?
I'm like, wow. It's because like they tell you like, okay, walk around, act angry, so you have to be like, like it's just so embarrassing. Like, oh man, like you know, it's kind of like cringy, but it's cool though. It gets you out of your shell.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It
Yeah.
makes you more like, so more extrovert, if anything.
Yeah,
Or
extrovert.
you can act extroverted, I guess.
Or you can be like ambivert, you know, you're introvert, extrovert.
Oh, I
you
never
have
heard of
both.
that.
Yeah, ambivert. It's like when you're introvert, extrovert. So let's say you're at a setting where like, oh, you know, you feel like you want to stay home, so you're introverted. And like, you know what? I like being social with other people, so you're extrovert. So you have a balance of both. I just learned that word like 2 weeks ago.
That's all I like. I never
Yeah, man, ambivert, bro.
How was high school for you?
High school? High school was an interesting time. Like, at the time, I was still a jokester, but it was even a little bit more than elementary school. Elementary school, I was a little shy, like, you know, I get jokes. But high school was like, all right, I'm still a little shy, but I started joking around. But I was hanging around with the cool kids. So at the time, I wanted to be cool, and then I wanted to be funny. So I was like that dorky, funny kid. I'm like, oh, look, there he is. The dorky, funny kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone knew me because of that.
Yeah.
And then I used to like just be funny like in geometry class. Like they'd be like, oh, what is this parabola? And I was like, I don't know. Like I was just joking around, you know. I was like, oh, I don't want to learn about this.
Yeah, I think high school is definitely refining yourself.
Yeah, I think that's for everybody. Like, I just know from one of my sociology classes, like people listen to their peers more than their parents.
Yeah.
So the peers, if you think about it, they make who you are.
That's true.
So yeah, man. So your friends are like important, you know.
So you graduated high school. Did you always want to go to CSUN, or what colleges did you apply for?
So at the time, I had like a low GPA, so I was like 2.4-ish. I was like, school's lame, you know.
Yeah.
Like school's for chumps.
Yeah.
No, at the time, I was applying. I wanted to go to Fullerton, and I wanted to go to like Long Beach. I wanted to go to what's that, Marina Bay? What's that college? Monterey Bay. I wanted to go. Yeah, it was just random colleges, and then I didn't get accepted to any of them. So they gave me like a reality check, like, oh man, like I should try more school. So I didn't even apply to community colleges either. So I applied to CSUN, and they denied me regular admission. So you don't hear about that. Like people don't get denied regular admission, but at the time. And then I was like, oh man, I'm screwed. So I'm like, I'm not going to college. But little do they know, I got sent through EOP.
Okay.
I don't know if you're sure. Yeah. Shout out to EOP, man. Educational Opportunity Program. Matsu. Yeah, that guy is wise, bro.
Asian American Studies, we revere him as like a Yoda.
Yeah. Like once I see someone walk with their hands behind their back, I'm like, this guy's wise, bro.
Yeah.
They're wise.
Actually, going to Matsu's class taught me something I never learned in other classes, which is active listening.
Yeah.
Which is where you just completely do your best to give the person talking undivided attention.
Yeah.
I think that's something that you need as a podcast host.
I think so too, bro. I think that's a good skill to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you know he does he reads cards, bro? He reads cards.
Tarot cards?
No, like he reads like your fortune.
Does he?
I swear to God, he did it to me once.
No,
and it was like mind blowing, bro.
Yo, are you serious?
I swear to God, man.
No.
So there's 3 cards in front of me because I heard someone told me because I used to work at the EOP office.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, Omatsu is a mind reader. I'm like, I don't believe this guy. So and then little by little, like, yo, it's true. Like, oh, he reads cards. I'm like, all right, I gotta check this out. It's like, hey, Omatsu, by any chance you like read cards? I'm like, he's like, oh yours. That voice. Yeah, like, oh, yours, I can read cards too. I was like, all right, sweet. All right,
Wow.
so he had the cards set up, and then he was like, all right, so just sprinkle all these cards, bro. I can't redo his voice, but. Yeah, and then so he had me choose one of these cards, and it was like a number card. So you know how you play poker? Those cards has like 1 through like 10, and then kings, queens. It wasn't like those psychic cards like like love or something. It was just like poker cards. So he had to choose 3 cards, and then for me, I was like kind of skeptic about it because I was like, oh, I've never done psychic or anything. So I just chose 3 cards, and then he flipped them over. And there's 2 7s and 1 6. She's like, oh, you're a pretty lucky guy. And I'm like, oh man, I almost got a 777. I'm like, oh, it's okay, you know, but just point is you're pretty lucky. And then in the end, he gives you like a quote to live by, and I forgot that quote. But it was only like, oh yeah, just go for your dreams.
Yeah.
It was like a card, but yeah, man, you should try it out, bro. Like,
Okay.
yeah, if you're really like, if you're still in contact with him, just be like, hey, you know, I would like to get like cards read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very big. He's a critical figure in ethnic studies and EOP. He's done a lot for the community.
Yeah, man, like I respect him a lot.
Yeah,
Like he's done a lot.
Done a lot, and if you ask any like activist out there, Asian American ethnic studies activist person, they know him. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
don't know him from like LA, different parts of whatever. Like he's revered like as like a cardinal, like a pope, like the cardinal of ethnic studies, and it's no joke. I mean, it's crazy because he doesn't even demand respect. It's given to him.
Yeah, it's like he gives you that vibe, like that energy, like I respect you. I don't know, something like his attitude is like, I don't know, I can't explain it.
I mean, he's lived years. He's lived decades. He has knowledge. He's like the OG. We've seen him like the OG, like the Yoda of ethnic studies.
Yoda, man.
So
we're like his young Padawan.
Padawans. Yeah, definitely, man.
Young grasshopper.
You do podcasting, and you also intern at a hip hop station, which we'll talk about later. Talk to us about how music has influenced your life.
Music is everything. I think music is a universal language. Like you could bring someone from different places around the world, and you could just play like a song, like let's say Beethoven, and then that song speaks to you in a way, like it's an emotion that brings you out.
Yeah.
You know, it's a quote I remember. I don't know where I got this from, but it's a quote that it says, "You can't touch music, but music could touch you."
Yeah.
So if you think about it, it makes people feel a certain way.
Right.
So music is just like universal. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Are there any particular music genres you're drawn to?
I'm pretty much into everything. Like I'm just like I just try to keep it open minded. I just know like hip hop. Like okay, it's hip hop's cool, but you know those some of these hip hop artists pretty much inspired by like rock bands and stuff. So I try to like expand my like interests and stuff. So like indie and some reggaeton, bro. You gotta get in the Spanish music wave, bro.
You know Anuel, bro.
Huh?
Anuel? Bad Bunny?
Oh, okay, yeah. Did you see him in the AMAs, bro? He has like a third eye.
Who, Anuel?
You're talking about Bad Bunny, right?
He has a third eye?
Yeah, he came with the third eye. I'm like, what?
I like Bad Bunny. I like Osuna.
Oh yeah, Aura.
Aura's good.
Bro.
It's very laid back. I think that the women dig it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool laid back.
It's cool. It's like it seems like he's heartbroken for some reason.
Yeah.
He's like sad. I'm like, oh, that's alright, bro.
Yeah. I think it's cool to do that. It's crazy how reggaeton's evolved. I remember it was like Daddy Yankee.
Yeah. We seen Yandel, bro.
Yeah, Gasolina.
Yeah.
But now it's changed. I like the trap stuff. I like.
Yeah, it's merging to English and Spanish, so I think that's gonna be good for the community. Like two communities can merge, like Spanish and English. It's huge.
Cardi's getting into it.
Yeah.
6ix9ine's getting into it.
Yeah.
So I really dig it, man. Like it. I really dig that music.
Dude,
did you ever go to Congo Room?
Yes.
I gotta go.
Bro, you should go, bro.
I always hear about it. I heard it's like one of the best.
It's worth the hype, man. Like they have a bachata room, so you could like dance like bachata, and then they have a reggaeton room, and then they have a hip hop room. Dude, you should go, bro.
What rooms do you go frequent?
Me? Well, at the time I used to go to the hip hop. I used to go everything. Bachata. I like the reggaeton, you know, like I like the beat. I'm like, ooh, let's get it, ooh, you know.
Yeah.
So at the time, and now it's like, just lay back now.
Yeah, I gotta check it out because
you should, bro. Like
my coworkers are Latino. Like, oh, I go to Congo Room. I'm like,
yeah.
Is it that dope? I'm like, yeah. I heard in the radio station it's like one of the best Latin clubs, right?
Yeah, man, this is a different experience, bro.
Really?
You want to get your 1-2 step going, bro?
Okay.
Yeah, just do it, bro.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
So you have a podcast, Channeling the Flow.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that and how you got into it.
All right, so it's called Channeling the Flow because I couldn't find all the usernames for take. So I'm like, all right, I'll put Channeling the Flow. So, but the podcast is called the Flow Podcast because everyone's been telling me like, oh, you know, you gotta go with the flow. I'm like, go with the flow. I'm like, with the flow, you know, like, that's what it sparked. So I would always tell people like, yeah, you gotta go along with the flow, you know. And then my sisters and like my friends would be like, yeah, go with the flow. So I'm like, okay, so if we're going along with the flow, I gotta make something like that.
Yeah.
So the podcast is like, the flow. So it's just basically about like interesting people. So it could be like upcoming artists, it could be philanthropists, like, you know, content producers.
Yeah.
They could just be like talking about what they do and what I find interesting. So I'm just going along with the flow of the saying.
I like that.
So they say like, I like spaghetti. I'm like, oh yeah, do you like meatballs too? Or like,
that's cool.
Or like, yeah, you know, I just go along with it. So yeah, it's just a concept I just came up with.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, man. So it's like, see where it goes, you know.
That's good. I mean, I definitely think it's potential. Just keep at it, you know.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm pretty sure you have a lot of talented people you know or in the area vicinity.
Just growing up little by little, you know.
Day by day, man.
Yeah.
Any podcasts you listen to that they influence you to do this?
So there's one called The Secrets of Success. Have you heard of E.T. Like Eric Thomas and CJ?
I haven't.
Yeah, they're like pretty much motivational speakers.
Okay.
So they talk about like secrets of success. They're like, oh, you know, everything's your mentality. You gotta think positive. So it's just little keys to be successful as a person or with any career. So I think that's one of my favorites. And then I listen to Gary Vee, I listen to Joe Rogan.
Gary Vee.
Down to Ride with Letty Martinez. Shout out to Letty Martinez.
Letty Martinez has a podcast?
Letty Martinez?
Yeah,
she was from Genius.
Okay.
Yeah, but she does a podcast too.
Nice.
So there's a couple of ones over this too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like Joe Rogan's. His is universal. Everyone knows.
It's awesome, man.
Really long, 3 hours.
Yeah, you could talk, bro.
He gets. don't know. I don't know if he does it every day, but he just talks.
He just talks. It's just a given. He has a talent.
Did you see the Elon Musk one?
Yeah, I saw bits of it. It's pretty wild. Yeah.
I heard his stocks went down so much because of that.
I heard about that. Yeah.
He's still rich, doesn't matter.
But like, the first time I heard about the Joe Rogan podcast was Kid Cudi, because Kid Cudi was on the guest. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So it was at the time when it was coming up. Oh, I think he already came out. I'm not sure, but it was just he was talking about his music. I'm like, oh man, this is cool. He's gonna have like different artists. So that's why I was kind of into like the Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, I definitely like it. It's something. It feels like I'm learning something.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm watching TV, I may not learn much, but I like learning about artists and people and maybe the decisions they make or they wish they made and kind of apply it to my life.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's like I'm getting taught by a person on what to do in life or how to move about.
Yeah. And you say you listen to a couple podcasts too, right? Which is the podcast you were talking about? Like the music?
So for me, my favorite has to be No Jumper.
No Jumper, nice.
It's this guy, Adam22, and he's based in LA, which is cool. And he interviewed are you familiar with XXXTentacion?
Yeah, Tentacion, yeah.
He interviewed before he got big. He interviewed the Suicide Boys before they got big.
Suicide Boys, bro.
He interviewed Lil Peep before he got big. And this was like 2-3 years ago. So he was like the emerging, he's like this dude, he'll
make them like come up, right?
I don't think that essentially. I don't think him interviewing them made them come up. It was just that was one of the few or only available interview they had of that artist at the time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he really could spot out talent at an early on. But at the same time, he interviewed a lot of artists that may not be as relevant today.
Yeah.
So him, I listened to. There's Stuff You Should Know podcast. It's like educational stuff they don't want you to know. There's also those to start off with, and there was hip hop ones like Combat Jack, but he passed away. So it's actually it's no joke, on a bigger level. He interviewed actual big hip hop artists.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And Juan Epstein, Cypher Sounds, and Peter Rosenberg of
yeah, he's from Complex,
show.
Right?
Yeah.
Now he's at Complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Rosenberg. Yeah, he's cool.
They're the first ones that started an actual hip hop podcast, and what I like about that is I get to know the artists outside of their music and also learn some advice. You know, how to move in certain situations and everything. So those are the ones that really got me into it. Also kind of neat as rapper. Same thing, interviewing people, and I was like, wow, this is kind of cool, talking to people.
Yeah.
You know, you gain knowledge and everything, and like you said, giving back. So I was like, oh, maybe I should give back.
Yeah, I respect what you're doing, man. I think this is awesome concept, man.
Thank you.
I think this is cool, bro.
Thank
what
you.
you're doing, I think it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Voncast show, bro.
Hey, man.
Voncast, yeah, bro.
Voncast show.
Let's get it.
Voncast.
Let's get it, bro. This is awesome.
It,
I dig this concept, bro.
Thank you.
Keep going at it.
Yeah, man. So, why did you decide, hey, maybe I should do a podcast? Or, what's the goal of your podcast, really?
My goal? What's my purpose?
Yeah, what's just I guess interviewing and getting to know people.
I don't know, the way I've been planning this for a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's more planning, but not doing. You know,
okay.
A lot of people just plan, but they don't just do. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta step out of that comfort zone. So the previous semester, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a podcast. I was on Twitter, hey guys, I'm gonna do a podcast. They were like, when? I'm like, soon. You know, I was thinking about it. And then this semester, I just got hired to be the audio producer at Sundial. So I'm like, oh, thanks, man. So I was like, oh, maybe it's my opportunity. So I was like, all right, this is it. And then they had a little room there. And I was looking around maybe I should do a podcast. But I'm like, oh, I'm so shy. I'm like, oh, but I should just do it. In my heart, I knew, I should do it, you know? So I was all right, screw it. I just do it. I'm just going to do it. So I just did it. My first guest was Fernando P. I'm pretty sure you know. And I was like, hey man, you want to come on the show? You spit some bars, man. Just have fun, just talk about it. Cause I don't want to be that person, oh yeah, to come on the show, try to control people to come. But like if they don't want to come, it's cool. So like I told him to come, and then he was like making music, and then he was just like rapping, and that's what was the kickstart of the podcast. So I was like, all right, flow. So I was like, all right, let me just like open my doors and just like go with different people. So I just started off with that.
Yeah, it's very rare that an artist will ever turn down an interview because they need the publicity. So
Yeah.
oh, okay. So you're also CJ's apprentice. You were also an intern at Collective Lifestyle.
Yeah. So
what did you do there?
So at the time, when I was interning, we met through Facebook.
Okay.
So it was a Facebook group, internship, CSUN internship Facebook group. So I was like, hey everyone, is there any internships for journalism? I'm looking for an internship. He's like, hey man, I might have something for you. So he got me in, and then he gave me an interview, and then he's like, all right man, you can start writing blogs. So I'm like, all right. So I was a blog writer.
Nice.
Yeah. So at the time I wanted to do print. I wanted to do newspaper, and then I wanted to like write like magazine stuff. So I write blogs, and I'm like, I write blog about fashion, music, pop culture, and little by little, like at the time I just kept stopping by. I'm like, oh, you know, like I like his purpose, what he's doing with Collective Lifestyle, and I believe what he like his mission. So I was like, all right, I want to do more. So I'm like, all right, you could do the social media. So I was blogging, I was doing social media, and little by little, I started doing more of like managing the store. So I was like, he would throw events, and then we'd be like, all right, come. Any creatives or any musicians want to come to the store. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I was just like managing the store. I would like help book people, and then he would throw a series of events called the Reseda Boulevard Summer Series.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's every summer like in the San Fernando Valley. So I will help book people. I will help social media. I will help set up. So yeah, man, like I'm doing a lot. And
That's
then,
awesome.
And I just recently helped with Big Show. So I helped design the shirts because he had some shirts on.
That was you.
Yeah, I helped design it. Yeah.
Awesome shirts.
Like I sketched it out, and then the graphic designer looked at it, and then he sketched it. So it was kind of like a collab. So I never designed shirts, so it was like something interesting. So I want to do a little bit of everything, as you can tell. Yeah, man.
That's good, man. Wow, I'm pretty sure we must have met across paths.
Somehow, yeah.
There.
You look familiar, but I just kind of put my finger where you're from.
There's so many people there, so.
Yeah, he has a lot of people, like supporters, you know.
Talk to us about your internship at Power 106.
Power 106.
How did you get that? For those of you who don't know, Power 106 is a pretty well-known and respected hip-hop based radio station in Los Angeles.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, I got pretty lucky because there's a professor called Aaron Bender. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but he's like a journalism professor. And at the time when I was taking his class, his broadcasting class, it was like some radio class, he said that some club called SPJ, Society of Professional Journalism, was gonna have a tour at Power 106. So I'm like, oh, this is cool, you know, like I wouldn't mind going to the tour. So at the time when they were like, oh, we're going to the tour, I put my name in, and I thought it was too late, but he's like, oh yeah, you just made it in the last spot. I was the last spot to get in.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I was like in the carpool. I was the last spot to get in the carpool, last spot to like go to the tour. So we got to the tour, and I was walking around, and then it was like, wow, this is amazing. I've never been to a station before. It was like, I don't know, it was so overwhelming. Like, wow, this is it. I'm here. You know, I couldn't believe it. So I was walking around. I had my resume in hand, and then I would see like everyone else like not having it. So I felt like kind of like nervous or like out of place. Like, oh, I'm the only one with the resume. So I was like, no one else has a resume. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should take it. But my intuition told me like, just take it.
Yeah.
So always follow your gut feeling, man. Like it's the best. Like your gut feeling sometimes never wrong. So I take my resume. I'm walking around, and this one of the interns. I think her name was Vanessa, and then she was interning for the music programming department with Rebecca Lopez. So she was like the main, like the coordinator. So the intern will be showing us, and then she shows us like studios, the KD studio, the Power 106 studio, like where the DJs mix. So I'm like, wow, it's like so eye-opening. Like this is so cool. So in the end, like we go back to Rebecca, and then I have my resume in hand, and I let everyone else leave. Like, and I want to talk to her like personally. So I was like, oh, you know, like I'm a CSUN student. Like I was wondering if there's any internships available, and I just gave her my resume, and she's like, yeah, we'll call you back. like we'll see if there's like old spots, you know. So I was like, that's it, you know. I used to wear like there's so many competition, like I used to wear it picky.
Yeah.
And then little by little, like months passed, I just get an email like, hey, do you want to come in for an interview? I'm like, what? This is insane. It's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
So I go in, I had like a suit and tie, and it was just like, what is this guy doing? Because everyone's dressed like comfortable, like with jeans, you know, Yeezys. I'm like, whoa. And I just come in with like a tie. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're dressed nice. So I'm like, yeah, you know, it's an interview. But yeah, so at the time I was like, yeah, you know, like, is there any available spaces? I did the interview, and yeah, I got the internship. So ever since then, this is my second session.
What do you do with the internship so far?
So it's a variety of things. So I started off in the summer at the music programming. So I would help out with like the music logs, and then I will help pretty much go inside the studios, like pick up the logs, and then I help like with the weekend memos. So I'll just summarize the whole week of like what's happening in the studio. So I'll do that in the summer. But now I'm doing the music programming. I'm doing sales, promos.
Awesome.
I'm in the Katie studio with the midday with Paulina.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So she's like doing the board. I'm just watching, like, wow.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, man. I just branched out. Like, I don't want to stick to one. I just want to
That's
go out.
good.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I'm glad you said that, following your gut instinct. More than half the time it's right. Sometimes it's wrong.
Yeah, like
It's
I
good.
wonder why it's like so right. I just
I
don't
don't
know. Is it like human nature?
I think
or
it's like intuition. I mean, I think our mind usually tells us like we can't do something. I mean, sometimes it's right, like you can't jump over this, or you can't like, you can't do some dumb shit like you can't like walk into like this thing of fire.
Like you just know. It's weird.
So that's like your inhibition. Like, mate, I can't do this physically because I might be like in danger. But then stuff like this, like podcasting and going for interviews, there's little to no danger. But I think our mind thinks of it that way. Like, get the same butterfly, get the same stomach, like the same like nervous effect as if you're doing something like dangerous. But really, it's in our mind, it's our fear. But I think your intuition, your gut feeling, so they say, is like just saying, hey, you actually can do it.
Yeah, man, it's true, bro. Like dreams do come true.
Yeah, definitely.
It's come true. It's cliche, but like.
Oh, very cliche.
But it can happen. I feel like I feel it. Yeah.
I mean, you have your foot in the door, entering there, and then go from there. I definitely think dreams do come true. It's just they take a lot of work and dedication.
Yeah. That's what people don't have the patience for.
Yeah.
The time, the struggle.
Yeah. To me, I think that like builds character. I mean, you listen to Gary Vee, you know what he says.
Yeah,
you know
dude.
His mentality.
Dude, it's just amazing.
He's very raw.
Yeah.
And
it's like up in your face, but it's true.
Yeah. No,
like you need that, like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's true though, but whoa.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I have no expectations of like. I mean, it'd be nice if I get like more music followers and all this stuff, and more podcast listeners. But to me, I've been doing this like, one interview at a time.
Yeah.
Just keep grinding, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying my best. Like I'm so grateful with all the blessings I have.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's
it's amazing. Like
yeah.
I just like see where it goes. Like
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
I'm just like living in the present. Like thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that, you interning at Power 106 and then you having a podcast, there's something there. I mean, if you keep at it and stuff and, maybe show them one day like your stuff and consider it,
Yeah, you never know, man. This is like, I'm just grateful for the present,
How are midterms going for you?
It's okay. Like, I'm not really doing like a lot of tests because I'm taking a piano class.
What?
Yeah, I'm taking a theater class.
Nice.
And then I'm taking like a journalism class, so there's not much test going on. So I'm like, I'm free, dude.
Nice. Okay.
I'm kind of free. Yeah.
That's good. How do you balance every day? Like.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you like a run through of how my day is.
Yeah.
So in the mornings, I work at the Department of Philosophy.
Nice.
So I work on campus there, and then right after I have to go to school. And after school, I have to go to Power 106. So I'm like going back and forth. And I have to go back to school because I have a class, and I have to go do my other job at the Sundial. So I have that, and I do my podcast, and then I go to the gym.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
that's good. You're busy.
Yeah, like my body is like, I don't know how much more my body can take. But I feel like it's just the beginning. Imagine how it is when you have the career. I think it's gonna be worse.
Do you have a social life?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I try that in the weekends. Yeah. What?
No. This is, to me, this is socializing.
Oh yeah, true.
If I'm not working,
I mean, I try, dude. Like, it's tough. Like,
but at the same time, you get older. It's like I don't need to always go out and drink every night.
nah, man, you're wasting your money, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's an experience, but if you keep
Once in a while,
once in a
yeah.
while, it's cool.
Yeah, but not like weekend.
Yeah.
Like your body could be like shutting down, dude, and you can't do this, man.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
How was the big show? I missed it. I was on vacation. How'd it go?
Oh really? Where'd you go on vacation, by the way? Oh, nice. How was it?
It was good. I hung out with family. It was my cousin's. It was my uncle's wedding, so it was more of like a family thing on vacation. But how was Big Show? I know ASAP Berg was here.
Oh yeah, he was. That's pretty cool in Hawaii, by the way. So yeah, man. Like I didn't like was there for the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
I was just there like for the Collective Lifestyle booth for like the first half. But I heard he brought out Tiger, so that was pretty good. Yeah, like yeah, the little tase, yeah. So Tiger came out, and yeah, I only saw TM88 and Brownies Lemonade. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't stay for the other act because it was my mom's birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I took her out to like
oh, nice.
a classical music concert, bro.
Wow.
Dude, it's so
cultured.
mind blowing, bro.
So
Like,
cultured. Very nice.
yeah, man. Have you heard of Gustavo Dudamel?
I haven't.
Dude, I didn't eat him to that day. He's amazing, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so point is, I'll just give you like a little summary. Like, we went in there, and then it's like everyone, no one's on their phone. Everyone has their violins.
Wow.
Dude, it's like so fancy.
Nice.
And he walks in like, he's like, everyone's like, everyone's just clapping. He's like,
Yeah.
it's just like so, I don't know.
Mhm.
He's so
Good.
professional.
Yeah.
But I heard Big Show was awesome though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wasn't there to be there, but I heard it's awesome.
Last one I went to was 2012. Krayshawn was here.
Krayshawn?
Krayshawn was. Yeah. It was supposed to
Wait,
be.
what year was Big Sean? Wasn't he in 2012?
He wasn't big. That was the same one. But I just stayed for Krayshawn.
What? Very good. B.I.G., bro.
B.I.G. You can't put B.I.G. Big Sean.
Oh, B.I.G., Big Sean.
No. B.I.G. is notorious B.I.G.
Oh, no, I meant to say like Big Sean, like B.I.G. He sometimes says that.
He can't say that. But no, I mean, let's see. So.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good. I was fucked up.
Damn, bro.
I'm not gonna.
Fight too hard.
No, it was at a time when Krayshawn was down. I was playing really hard and we were so fucked up. We're like, we saw Krayshawn play. Like, all right, let's go home.
Yeah, let's go. All right, I'm done.
But that's cool, man. So what do you do with the Sundial?
The Sundial. So I'm pretty much the video and audio producer. So for example, I just help do shoot like video. So the marketing director wanted to do like a little promo video.
Okay.
So since I know how to use the camera, I know how you like edit video, we went to the Meridian Point. We shot like how Meridian Point was, like the apartments, because they're doing a partnership with the Sundial. So yeah.
I used to live there.
Already?
Yeah, I like what they do. They flex. It looks nice in the front. It's a good place.
Yeah.
It's a good place. It's just it's a little deceiving. But I like it though. I like I'm old as fuck. When I used to go there, it was $5.15 a month.
Oh really? I'm not sure how the prices are now.
Yeah, but I mean, wait, Meridian Point or Meridian Place? There's one.
Meridian Point.
The one.
It's right in front of the tennis courts in CC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
I know.
one.
I'm not gonna talk shit. I like that place. Some people had issues with roaches. I never had issues with roaches. I mean, plumbing, but it was cool. I was on the 3rd floor, 330D. It was cool. Shared bathroom. It was dope.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I'm sorry. Keep going. So you partnered with Meridian. Right?
No, yeah. So we just did like a little promo video, and then since they're partnering up with Sundial, like I helped shoot like around like the pool area and stuff.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Like yeah.
I'm sure it's definitely upgraded and improved over time.
Yeah.
I will say I was kind of surprised because I always thought Sundial was just newspaper.
Nah, man, they do more than newspaper, bro.
Okay,
Yeah. So like they do the print version, they do the digital version, they have the online version, and then so the main focus is pretty much the newspaper. But some the audio producer, I'm trying to break that norm. You know, I'm trying to be like, you know what, there's more than news. Let's do audio. So that's how I started this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know who's done it before. Like
There is a girl named Natalie.
Natalie.
She had I forget what it was called, but she did a podcast at the Sundial thing too.
Oh, nice.
Last year.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people have done it before me, but like no one has done a video podcast. So like I try and innovate new ideas.
Good.
So I'm using the board. I'm just like flipping back and forth, But I'm also trying to do the video, so I'm just trying new things, man.
Mhm.
You know, just trying to break the
It's good.
curse,
I think
bro.
it's good, man. Hey, bro, like, keep at it, man.
Thanks, man.
Cool. Where can
Appreciate
we
it.
find you on social media?
Alright, social media, you can find me at smash_Manny on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and then you could follow my new media page, Channeling Flow.
Okay.
So it's at CHANNELING, Flow, FLOW. So you can find that on Snapchat, Twitter,
Okay.
Instagram, YouTube.